The Demon Lord's Lover is the kind of game that wins you over through rhythm. It presents itself like a charming pixel roguelite with dating sim flavor. And for the first hour, you're mostly learning the basics. How the grid combat feels, what enemies can do, how far you can push a run before you run out of resources, and how the town fits into everything. The dungeon combat is turn-based and grid-based, and it rewards thinking ahead. It's not one of those RPGs where you spam the strongest skill and call it a day. Early on, you feel how positioning. You start caring about line of sight, choke points, turn order, and item usage because the game is stingy enough that sloppy play catches up to you. And then you step back into Foothold, the town, and that's where the game locks you in. Foothold isn't just a menu between runs. It's part of the routine. Shops refresh on a schedule. Training takes time. The economy has its own cadence, and character interactions sit inside that pace. You can't brute force everything in one sitting. If you try to grind the dungeon non-stop without visiting people, you'll miss routes and scenes. If you spend too long chasing interactions without strengthening your build, the dungeon starts pushing back. The game quietly teaches you balance. The romance cast is one of the big hooks, and the writing helps a lot. The conversations don't feel like they exist only to check a box. Characters have little habits, insecurities, goofy moments, and wait, I wasn't expecting that. Dialogue beats that make them feel like people rather than trophies. Ciri being the Demon Lord and childhood friend sets a tone early. There's familiarity and tension baked in. And then you meet characters like Viola, and it's easy to see why the fanbase latches onto her. What I like is how the game uses small, everyday interactions to sell the romance pacing. You'll get moments that feel low stakes, and then later, you'll notice they were set up for a bigger emotional beat. It's that slow burn energy, where you don't realize you're invested until you're planning your day around the next conversation trigger. Mechanically, the progression feels fair. Keys and items show up randomly enough that you're adapting, but not so random that your run lives or dies on pure luck. You start forming an identity for your character. Tanky bruiser, DPS focused, resource hoarder, whatever. And the game supports it. Inventory refreshes keep you checking the shops like it's part of your daily loop. It's also the kind of roguelite where you learn through failure, but it doesn't feel like it's mocking you. You lose a run, you realize what you did wrong, and you go back with a plan. Different item timing, different pathing. A safer approach to fights that have nasty enemy placements. And because it's character-driven, even failed runs feel like progress if you picked up the right interaction or advanced a quest. If there's one thing that can trip people up, it's how easy it is to miss stuff. Quest markers and conversation triggers can be subtle, but once you accept that the game wants you to pay attention, it becomes part of the charm. You start scanning the town like you're checking